I'd like to talk to you about getting your bees protected, ready for the winter. So the first thing you've got to be aware of is keeping them warm and dry. Warmth wise, that means more insulation if you've got particularly a wooden hive. Polystyrene hives, they should be okay. These offer less of an insulation to them. So what you can do is with a couple of old squares of carpet that most people have got up in the loft or somewhere, just put them there over the top of the crown board. Alternatively, you could use old woolly jumpers, a blanket, something like that. We actually are lucky enough to have some old fleeces from our alpacas and sheep. Not only a great insulator, but they also are a bit of a repellent for bugs. So that's that. Dryness. It's important the ventilation still works in the hive, because a condensation can build up at the top of the brood, and that's the last thing bees will be able to withstand. Dampness is a real killer for bees, so make sure your hive stays dry. The other thing is to make sure that they're on a stand which is really ideally at least a foot off the ground, so you don't get the damp rising up through the hive. Some beekeepers, I don't personally, they would, if they keep the varroa floor open during the winter, they would place an empty super below the brood box and above the floor, which would then act as a little bit of a gap between the bees and the open floor, so that would stop the breeze blowing in and maybe chilling the colony. Moving on, we're now talking about mouse guards. How do you stop the rodents getting in? This is the most popular one. It's a perforated plate that you just pin on. A handy hint there, you can use frame pins, they're quite good. Screw them on, or drawing pins. They'll stay on really till February. And then the other version of that down here is the travel gate. It's not only a mouse guard at the moment, but that will actually lift up. You reverse it round, and then that will keep your bees in when you want them to be. So for example, when you're transporting or when the farmer is spraying, you can keep them in. Lastly, little word about woodpeckers. More common than you think. Woodpeckers can easily peck through the side of a polystyrene hive or a wooden hive. I'm talking through personal experience now, and you will arrive and you will all of a sudden have no bees and no hive. They've ruined the lot. So how can you avoid this? Literally get a roll of chicken wire, wrap it loosely around the outside, the circumference of the beehive, attach it in place with a couple of cable ties, and that should do the job. Hope that helps, and good luck.